As you know, we have a long-standing relationship with Cuba and the Cuban government and in the area of medical care.
Andrew Holness of Jamaica and Dr. Christopher Tufton. You guys will have to decide whether to send back the Cuban doctors. We have not heard anything from the Jamaican Prime Minister, not heard anything from anyone within the Jamaican government on this issue of the Cuban Medical Brigade. And I can remember some years ago what happened to Bruce Golden when he crossed the line with the US in the Dudas affair. And when leaders sit down and watch what happened recently with Zelensky in the White House, well, I'm quite sure many of them are frightened right now. But Jamaica in 2020 had welcomed 140 medical professionals from Cuba when there was the COVID-19. They had 90 specialists, they had 46 doctors, and they had 4 therapists within that group. So Andrew Holness, you need to declare your hand because many of the other Caribbean leaders, Barbados, Trinidad, St. Vincent, Antigua, have declared their hand already. Where are you, Andrew? Come forth.
As you know, we have a long-standing relationship with Cuba and the Cuban government and in the area of medical care. We have the Cuban Eye Care Program. We have over 300 Cuban healthcare professionals who are here already, and they provide significant value to our public health system. And that has been a long-standing tradition. So today, what we are witnessing is a continuation of that friendship and relationship. And in the time of crisis, this emergency that we have, COVID-19, the Cuban government, the Cuban people, through Madam Ambassador and the embassy here, have risen to the occasion. They have heard our appeal and they have responded. And we are very, very elated to have today these 140 members of the medical fraternity coming in from Cuba.
So it's a long-standing tradition between Jamaica and Cuba. And up to today, we have not heard anything. When you have Marco Rubio, who has launched what many call a vendetta against Cuba, using Jamaica as a conduit for his message. I don't know how much you remember that during February 2025, Andrew Holness had discussions with Marco Rubio. And Rubio's agenda, of course, extended beyond that of bilateral relations and security cooperation. He delivered an ultimatum that threatens to upend the healthcare systems across the Caribbean. So behind closed doors, Rubio, an American born in Miami of Cuban origins, who claimed his family left Cuba following the revolution, what did he do? Well, he instructed Holness to relay a stark warning to fellow CARICOM nations. Any country employing the medical professionals would face severe consequences, including visa restrictions for government ministers and their families. That is where it is. Used the Jamaican Prime Minister to relay his message, and he relayed at a time just as CARICOM heads were about to have their meeting in Barbados. So the question is, where is Andrew now? Why is he hiding? Why is he not saying anything? Who is he afraid of? But Caribbean leaders so far have not taken Rubio's threat lying down. Of course, you will see them, and you'll see the sentiments among some cabinet members across the region. Still, they appear divided in some countries, but most of them have stand up so far. We have not heard a direct message from the CARICOM body in itself stating that we are opposed to this. What we have heard, though, is a number of Caribbean leaders coming out and saying they are willing to stand up to the imperialists. That's what we've had so far. And we've had Mia Motley, we've had Ralph Gonzalez, we've had Dr. Keith Rowley from Trinidad, we've had Gaston Brong from Antigua. We heard the Bahamian Prime Minister as well. But we know what happened in Antigua. He came out the Monday. The Tuesday, Alpha Nero case was in the making. Rowley came out the Monday. By the Tuesday and Wednesday, there was the UK visa restrictions, saying too many of them are seeking asylum. We have not heard anything about Barbados and St. Vincent yet and what their retaliation would be for those countries. But one could only imagine what would be coming. But the consensus building among CARICOM states have acknowledged that they are presenting a unified front against the onslaught from Trump's America. So we'll wait to see what Andrew Holness has to say. We'll wait to hear if he comes out from his hiding and speak on this matter forcefully. Because as you would have heard, Christopher Tufton saying that they've had a long relationship with Cuba, which has been beneficial, especially in the area of healthcare during the COVID-19, especially when they had 140 healthcare professionals coming to the island to help with the situation. So, Andrew, you need to come out and speak up. Caribbean people are waiting on you, and the Jamaicans are waiting to hear what you have to say as well.